For me, the hardest part about teaching is knowing that everything that I do impacts somebody's life on a daily basis. And so when I have a challenge or when I fail, it's not just me, and it's not just some paperwork that didn't get turned in on time, and it's not just like a slip up with a phone call that I should have made. It's a child's life.
I really enjoy it. It's a very difficult profession. One where it's a lot of long hours, but it's worth it. Because when you see a child say, "Wow, mister, I understand what you're saying," or they'll write a paragraph and it makes sense. It's like, wow, I'm really making some kind of impact.
At the end of my first year, I was sold. I loved it. I spent a lot of time investing myself in the community. I coached a little league team. Really got to know the families there, and just loved. Just kind of fell in love with the neighborhood. I knew after my first year I was going to stay longer than a 2-year commitment, and I didn't think that it would evolve into what it is now. But I knew after that first year I was going to teach for more than 2 years.
I had an extraordinarily difficult first year. I spent the summer between my first and second year planning. My second and third year, I team taught with another teacher, so we had 70 kids in one classroom and had an incredibly successful experience with that. On average, when we got them, they were performing at the 13th percentile on nationally recognized standardized tests. By the time they left us after their third grade year, 90% of them were at the 90th percentile or above. I didn't think I was an extraordinary teacher. I think what differentiated me was that I was goal-oriented, that I had high expectations of the students, and that I worked them extremely hard. And what it taught me was if you have those elements in place, these kids can achieve at incredible levels.
The fact that I've motivated my students to pick up a book and read and have them finish on an average like 5 novels each on their own and establish this idea of becoming a lifelong reader. By the end of the year, we just read something and my students I could leave them alone and they could just debate. My students are like, no, the character believes this way and it says here in this paragraph, and just seeing them engaged in the text and like actually taken away from it made me step back and be like, wow, I'm doing something.
I think that they would say that I love them, because I do, and I hug them every day, and I tell them that I love them and that I'm proud of them, so I think that they would say that. I think that they would say that I think that they're smart. Sorry. You knew better than to ask me. Yeah, I think that they would say that I think that they're smart and that they can do it.
To know that you are making a change in someone's life, and it's not just a momentary change, because by giving them the skills to read and to analyze, that's something that they can take with them for the rest of their lives. You know what I mean? They can really, it can really change their lives.